Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before I do get started, let me give a brief little review. In the last part, we had a number of things going on. Now, Deku, him and Indra have become a bit more accustomed to their lives down here in the arena. We also briefly cut back to the day the events happen. Ochako, she was not happy that Bakugo got to keep a loved one and survived. However, there also was how she reacted when she saw Izuku in the state he was left in. Nothing more than a babbling mess who screamed his voice hoarse. And that was bad. They had to bury one of the heroes, and his actual grave is only known to two at the current moment, Ochako and Bakugo. These two had to make that choice. Where exactly he will lay to rest. And that was the last time those two really spoke to each other. They had to choose and decide where. Then Bakugo, he headed off to find a new teacher, a new mentor. Meanwhile, Ochako, she felt angry, wrathful, and she herself went on her own way. Meanwhile, Deku, he was making a name for himself down there fighting. And when he reached level 200, he was finally able to keep himself ahead of this curse. Using telekinesis and the cultivation method Indra has taught him, it's given Izuku a bit of a boon to magical power. Along with that, it has helped him put decent strain on his mind and physical body, meaning that it has allowed him to begin leveling up his mind ability. And with reaching level 200, he finds himself significantly ahead of that curve. Right now, he's okay. He's doing alright. And that's the best thing that he can really say for right now. He's doing better than he has in a long time. He fights, he wins, he gets the roar of the crowd. He's compensated in food. He's compensated in materials, weaponry, and magical potential. Things he can learn that the Drow have given him access to. And right now, Indra, she went to go dine with the matriarch, the matron mother of the Drow. And that was a few days ago. Right now, Deku, however, also does have another thought going through his head. After him and Indra were drinking, she was acting odd. And whenever Izuku realized what was happening, he doesn't know. After all the shit that's happened, feeling this, it doesn't seem right to him. He's specced into a skill that hopefully can give him advice. And Sage, it gave Deku advice that he knew. He just didn't want to properly hear it, especially whenever it sounded reasonable. Now then, right now we do cut to Izuku, who does go to make his way back from the arena after the latest battle. He's not up to fight yet, but he did see a giant crab tearing a few people apart and some doing decently well against it. Hopefully, he'll be able to battle with it too. I mean, hell, he hasn't ever had crab legs before. And those giant things, yeah, he's pretty sure that might be able to feed them for weeks. I mean, shit, give it to the canteen, the mess hall, and they can feed everybody some decent damn food. It's a thought. Though, he's not too sure if that's a good idea. Him going to walk back into the room and set down his dark shield. Him going to turn and burning his hands up. Going to think for a minute, turning his head and not seeing Indra on her side of the room. He's got time. Bring up his hands to his chest piece. Still thinking about a lot. He's wearing dark armor made of this specialized material, adamantine. With his white cloak or even his red cloak, it does look pretty decent. He's missing a helmet. The crowd should know his face. But right now, he does still feel better, clearer. I mean, seriously. Sage. Yes. Question. What is it? Is there any information I need right now that could help me out? Information as in material, items, and or other amenities or skills you may need. That classification? You do still have one uncategorized reward. Do I? Dragon Slayer Shard. Activation necessary. Unused point to spec into freely attained skill. Okay, I see. Open rewards. It popping up. In Izuku, he does stare at the current thing. It's the reward screen he saw long ago. For the spider, and it looks like the same thing for the elemental. Okay, let's see. You have slayed a dragon. Unique opportunities. Huh. Different rewards. Bring up his hand. And right now, he does go to scroll. As he does stare at a few things. Draconic Eye. Allows him to have more range. Allows him to be able to see at far distances. And may even potentially give him the ability to use True Sight. And this, it would be considered a passive skill. And him staring at that. True Sight? For a default skill? A mutation. Huh. Okay. But what else is here? Deku turning. As he does a swipe the page, and it does a pop up. Draconic Knowledge. Knowledge gained from slaying a dragon means you've obtained information the dragon may have had. Draconic Knowledge is limited to items the dragon knew, not particularly in skills and or knowledge based on other theoretical ideas. Deku reading that back, asking Sage to clarify this, and it doesn't inform him. Whatever the dragon knows, he knows. However, if it was in the middle of learning something, he only has that point. Building off of it means you either need to use what the dragon may have had, or try and follow its train of thought. I see. Theoretical ideas means the theories he had. But did they work? Currently unknown. Information not available. I see. Swiping it. I'm going to watch as it does have an option. He does have the option for Draconic Claws. Allows him to manifest claws that would be perfect for an offensive skill. And Izuku does stare at that. Him turning and swiping down, you see an upgrade for his Draconic armor. And this one, it does look interesting. Though he already is wearing some decent armor. He's got that armor, he's got the dragon scale, and he's got his own physical body. I mean, shit. He'll be fine for right now. Going back through and picking Draconic Knowledge. And he just won't sit there for a minute. Before he does, he'll close his eyes and his head back, feeling the information rush into his mind and almost bombard him. And it just sort of throw its way through his head. Right now, him staring at fragments, staring at pieces, connecting them together, and wow. Incredible. It is, isn't it? Him turning, seeing Theodore, who does a lean up against the wall, turning and going to express. It's quite the incredible power up, isn't it? His little student has turned into quite the young fucking man. Why are you here? I'm not. Your brain is simply trying to make itself hate you. I don't hate myself. Yes, you do. You still blame yourself for their deaths. Sage, is this real? Hallucination. Deku looking up. And it, confirming what he already does know, does help. Before the door does it open, Deku looking at Indra, who does it walk in and go to walk over to her bed. Her going to drop down some of her armor and go to sit for a minute. Bring her hand up to her shoulder and going to try and move it. However, the way she's doing so tells him that something is not right. Him glancing over at her before turning back, and his eyes do to widen, seeing the nameless man, leaning against the wall and bringing his hand up, pointing at Indra with his hand, before he does make a finger gun and go bang, going to disappear. And this leaves Deku scowling directly at the hall, looking up to her. And Indra does it to ask if she's interrupting something. Huh? Yeah, I'm fine, sorry. I was looking at my skill tree. Him getting up and making his way over to the door, asking her if she's alright. Him going to close it and turn to her. Her arm going to hang a little limp. Him getting up and going directly to her. And she does a look up at him as Deku does bring his hand up. And he does get to see it. Okay. Bending down and grabbing her directly by her left forearm, telling her, this is gonna hurt. Uh-huh. Just do it already. Okay. Him gonna mend her body, and her arm immediately is pulled directly back into the socket. Her going to somewhat bite down in her mouth. And she does go sit there for a minute, her lip beginning to bleed as Deku does look up, turning to her as she does not lean back, going to fall backwards on her bed and go to stretch her arm out. You have no idea how much that hurt. Oh my god. Those idiots. Fighting alone or in a group. I tried teaming up with these people, but they don't listen. They don't coordinate, and clearly they know that if I survive for this long, then I know what I'm doing. Their gear was shit, too. Not good? No, it isn't. I might need to talk to the blacksmiths, though, see if they know what's going on. I think I got screwed over again on the ore. That fucking armor isn't that durable. It's adamantine. Yeah, it might be one of the lesser mixes, though. It doesn't seem to be holding up too well. To strikes? Him looking over, bending down and looking at it. And whenever he does get to use evaluation, he does go to stare at it. Huh. Maybe. Did you go talk to the blacksmith already? I did. And he forged what I gave him. Right. You know, do need to go see him myself. Standing up and turning. Expressing. If he does ask to look at their supply, maybe he can find something better. I mean, it's adamant with the other stuff mixed together, right? It is, yeah. Okay, so maybe mix some dark steel with it? Those two metals are basically the same, but... Huh. Adamantine... Maybe. I'll need to look into that. Though, what about that one super heavy metal? I am not wielding a weapon made of that thing, let alone armor. I'm not saying use that one for armor. I'm just saying, isn't a bit of that good? Maybe. But I'm still trying to wield a sword. Him trying to look at her, seeing that she does still have blood on her lip. Him stepping over and talking about it, reaching his hand up and going to heal that. And when the blood does disappear, he has to pull his hand away. Her face a little red. Though Deku, he didn't even grab her chin. He just held his hand up and healed her. Yeah. Listen, I can go talk to the blacksmith, see what I can do there. If you need a minute, then just take a minute. Alright? Fine, I can do that. The queen's on my ass about trying to get you to stay. Try and get you to fight and reveal to her your crazy shit. And how's that been going? You think I'm going to tell her anything? No. Yeah. That's a big fat no. She'll have to offer me something pretty fucking valuable. Gee, I'm glad I'm worth more than just a pile of gems. It's a pretty big fucking pile I'm asking for. Him turning, walking out the door, and going to leave. Right now, trying to think of the mental shopping list he does have prepared. Okay, he needs to find a bit of metal, that super dark one that comes in the ingot, and figure out what he wants to mix it with. I mean, that stuff is strong, but it's not that costly. It's pricey, but not expensive. And right now, he does walk down the corridor, still having his thoughts drift to Indra. I mean, she's gotten better from that jackass they met so long ago, that he met so long ago. Prideful, arrogant, egotistical. She rode her father's reputation as long as she could. As far as he does know, she made her own. She was powerful, strong, but people still feared her father. Her reputation was still based on him, attached to him. There was only one person who wasn't afraid of that reputation. Her mother. And, well, technically Theodore and him are exceptions. But that was after the training began. She met someone who wasn't her father, who was stronger than her. And then she met someone who was on her level. Not who could just match her, but go past her. Theodore pushed the hell out of him to make sure she never got ahead. She's almost his equal. Not in terms of, well, that's where things are getting more concerning to him. This on Deku's mind. Indra is a good person now. She's gotten better. He's gotten worse. She's tried to be the angel on his shoulder, even though at some point these roles got reversed. And that thought does give him a bit of a laugh. Him walking into a room and going to stand there. One of the dwarves who are forging away on the forge going to turn, staring at him and going to somewhat wave him away. As he does, going to stand there. And an old man does walk by. Deku seeing metal flakes in his beard along with a pair of goggles. And the man, he does have a braid glowing in his beard. It long and white. However, Zuko, he has pound his hand directly on the wall. People turning to hear the sound that does this sound echo through the loud forge room, like a hammer hitting the forge. And he does bring his hand up, holding up a bottle of ale. And people, they do get to turn towards Deku as one dwarf does quickly approach him. The old man with way more pep in his step now. Him no longer limping and asking the young man what he does want, bringing his hand up to take the bottle. In Izuku, he does go to express, bringing up his other hand and dropping some material in it. This is adamantine. What does he think of it? The ore. I can't properly see this too well. I see better when my eyesight isn't straight. Deku handing over the bottle. Before he does, gonna wave around a second one. And the man does stare at Deku a little bit more annoyed. Before he does go to put the bottle in the holster of his forge gear. Talking about it. Fine. The ore is good. This one needs to be mixed with a few different things. But what does he ask? I'm looking for something else. A blend of ores that's good. Truly indestructible. Can you do that? Can I do that? You're talking to a dwarven forge master, young man. Hell, I've been forging blades since before your father was in diapers. Maybe even your grandfather. I don't doubt that. But that wasn't my question. My question was, can you make something that doesn't break? Him bring up his Nodachi, and he doesn't show it to the dwarf. The man going to bring his hand up and carefully take the dark steel weapon, pulling it free of the dark scabbard, which is made of the same material. It's been colored, but it does still hold the stain of it. Whoever did the work on this was impressive. The weapon, silver with a purple hue, enchanted. The weapon, holding it up, and he does express. A bit too long to be his weapon, isn't it? It was forged for an orc. It's mine now. Happened a while back. I see. What do you want? This is about him going to hold it up in his hand, going to put it between his fingers and go to try and balance it. 8 pounds. What you got there is good for maybe another one. All the intricate little details, but the handle and the sheath. Good. I'm looking to get something that can work. I already do have a shield of adamantine. Maybe just charge me for what you think I need. But if I don't like the craftsmanship, I won't give you the bonus I have in stock. The man scoffing and looking at Deku. Talking about it. Please. The bonus? He's already got one of them. They're gladiators. How many does Deku handing over the second bottle before talking about it? If they can get the job done, then they get 4 more. Make it good, make it nice, and make it perfect. He wants it to fit that weapon. Get me a little bit more of this material. I can mix it with something I already do have. If the mixture goes well, it will give me 2 blades. A little bit more. I can do that. Don't start just yet. I'll need to start immediately. If I don't, then what I have right now in the forge won't work. It's crucial. You understand? I do. Good. I don't want to waste this chance. Now go. Him waving Deku away. Before he does, gonna pop the bottle in his hand and begin to drink. Some of the other dwarves coming over as the man does gonna find some semi-clean cups to drink from. Izuku does try to head back to the place he got the ore from. Right now, him coming there and back, and then going to head back to the room, trying to think about what to do. Maybe surprise Indra with a new weapon. Maybe try to talk to her. Shit. I mean, let her know about these strange things in his head. Maybe tell her what he saw. He's gotten better control over his rage. He's gotten better control over a lot of things. He's trying to equal himself back out. It's been working for the most part, but he still has that blind spot. And this, it is on his mind. Him hearing a noise and going to freeze. Before he has to turn his head and look behind him. Turning back, looking down the hallway. Before he does, try to listen for a second and hear something. Quickly running down the hallway and turning the corner. Seeing the room him and Indra do stay at is currently there. However, it is left open. On the doorway, it's the only one in the corridor. Him going to try and listen and going to use search magic. As right now, he does go to see Indra's icon there. He does see her outline, along with a few other people. In this, it does make him run to the room quickly. And there is actually Indra, who a few minutes ago, she was sitting down. She was trying to go over everything in her head. What to do, how to handle things, and go about it. She's uncertain of a few things. I mean, fight in the gladiatorial arena, get stronger and get better. Her technique has yielded good results. She's been able to harness more of her dragon side, not just this regular magic she does have. Her father's teachings have suited her well. If this does continue, then she can do more. She can do it. And that's her goal. She will soar through the sky and make a reputation for herself. That will be her goal. But that idea does go through her head. Her going to lean backwards and plop onto the ground. Going to stare up at the cave. But what does that mean, though? Soaring high above the sky? She does that already. Hold that mighty reputation as Indra the Red? Yeah, and that's another thing in itself. She's always dreamed that the day would come. Her father was the same way. A reputation so mighty, her name could be used to terrify people. But she's unsure now. Her father, when she got older, tried to get those ideas out of her head, tried to be more real. But it wasn't until recently she's wanted to try different things. She's wanted to push herself, properly harness her physical and mental powers. Look at her now. She's well on her way to being strong. And this, it does mean a bit. Her father soared alone for so long. Then he stopped. She came along at some point. And that, it's another thing. It's on her mind. Wondering if maybe, well, that's on her mind again. The Queen's proposal. I mean, it's definitely possible. Maybe it is. But that's another problem. They're having that issue and breathe, Indra, breathe. A knock coming to the door. And when she does go to stand, she does go to walk over, opening it up as someone they do go to stand there, asking if they have a minute to chat. I do. What do you want, Orc? Not much, Dragon. Are you trying to fight in the arena? I am. Why? I'm looking for a partner. Not sure if I can make it that long alone. So you come to me. Seems fair, doesn't it? You're powerful, I'm powerful. We should stick together. Many of the more powerful people do stand alone. And as far as I'm aware, they don't bunk together. Look at you, you hypocrite. That's an exception. We're a package deal. I'm sure you're definitely. Stop. I've heard enough of that, alright? Sorry, just. Listen. I need your help. That's about it. I'm a little desperate, and that's about all. Think you can help me? Can we talk? Her holding up a bottle and expressing. She didn't want to be an unwelcome guest. Indra staring at the door. Before she does think about it. I mean, it should be fine. People don't usually tend to try and talk to them. She must be one of the well-off gladiators. The one who do try to permanently reside in a room. And that thought, it does pass her mind. Before the door, it is immediately kicked open after she does back away. The other two people appearing out of nowhere. A man who does go to raise a blade, telling Indra about how that was way too fucking easy. The hobgoblin staring her down. And the second man, he does go to hold up his own weapon. Talking about it, he can't believe she bought it. Him with more strange, inhuman-like features. Indra aware he must be beast folk. Right now, that's bad. He's got a transformation and the hobgoblin has a weapon. She can spring one from her inventory, but her armor, it's right there. Shit, that thing will fucking cut right through her. Still can't believe it. So if we kill you, we get your points. What? That's how it works here. No hard feelings. You're powerful and strong, but that's about it. Think we can handle it? I'm sure we can. Her turning. And she does look at the door before she says, I think. The other one's away. She checked earlier. He left for the forge, and he shouldn't be on his way back. He'll be there for some time, waiting for a weapon while he does get, that done. They'll be busy here. And the hobgoblin, he does go to stare at Indra disturbingly. And she, looking at that gaze, does not like it. Before she does talk about it, bring up her hands about how if they do think that she's going to just go down swinging, then they've got another thing coming. Now, what exactly do they want? Simple. Your points. All you gotta do is hand them over to us. If you don't, we'll kill you. That doesn't sound like an ultimatum. It wasn't. I wanted to see what you'd say, though. Usually do squirm. Try and find a way out or stutter their way through. You know. It's not that hard. Just die of your wounds in bed, quietly at night. It's not that hard to fake. It happens from time to time. More often than people think, but it does happen. Your roommate, though. Maybe I can get real close to him. See what he knows. Be a shoulder to cry on and, see what I can do there. Don't worry. I'll have my fun, and she brings her hands up onto the friends she does have with her, expressing, and they'll have theirs. Her staring at the two a bit more, alarmed by that sentence. And she does express, okay, hold on. No, I don't think so. Right now, there being a loud crash as someone does go to rush her, and she does try to defend herself. And we do have Deku, who he does go to rush to the doorway and turn. Right now, him looking around and his eyes do focus on the man. He does hold a weapon. Indra does have her shoulder pinned to the wall, and she does have a cut directly above her lip. As the other man, he is somewhat humming a tune to himself, bringing up his own blade and trying to express something. The woman gonna turn, him staring at that. Before Deku, he does feel the rage in him boil. And right now, he does hear that silent little voice in the back of his mind rage like an inferno. As Fury does go to level 4. And right now his eyes do go to begin glowing pure red. As black tears do go to streak down his face. And the woman does it her looking at Deku. What is this? You're back early. Well, no, that's a shame. You should have stayed at him going to clear the room and bring his hand up, backhanding her across the room as you're crashing directly into the wall. Her smashing her head and going to fall hitting the ground. And the men do immediately jump, turning, one grabbing the weapon that they stabbed Indra with. And she does a scream as she's hit the ground. The man going to bring it up and turn. Deku staring at the hobgoblin, who does express, come on now. They aren't going to do shit. Deku staring at him. And he does go to do one simple thing. He does get to put mental pressure down on the man. He tried this technique with the drow, and it worked. It worked. He got to feel pain. And right now he does go to stare at the two men, who do go to fall forwards and feel the knife cutting through their brain. And Deku, he does stare at them, as he does feel that curse of his leaking back in. It coming back with a vengeance. And he does a step forwards, bringing his hand down and grabbing the hobgoblin before he does go to turn, chucking him against the wall and looking at the other man. As the man, he is having blood pour from his nose. Deku bending down and going to bring his hand up, expressing. He wonders how this does work. He's going to show him something really, really bad now. Please, shh. You don't get to decide that now. The man looking at Deku, whose face is completely disturbed. However, Izuku, he does go to show the man exactly what he's talking about. He opens his mind. And what the man does see leaves him horrified, as his face does distort into a silent scream. Him crashing to the ground and going to lay there, unmoving and unflinching. And the woman, she does begin to stir. Deku turning his head as the hobgoblin does still lay there. Indra is staring at Deku's back. He has his hand balled in a fist, making his way over and bringing his hand up, grabbing the man by the throat and going to grab him by the arm, before he does go to pull the thing clean off, and the man does attempt to scream out. Deku choking the man out, and the woman does go to scream out. Deku turning his head to her, as he does go to look back at the man and smash him into the wall, going to bring his hand out and use Mage Hand to send the blade flying over to him, it stabbing into the wall and pinning the man there in the shoulder, as his weight is it being held up properly by the knife, him turning to walk over to the woman, bending down and bringing his hand up. Whose idea was this? What? Whose idea was this? Who sent you here? Why are you here? Him looking over at Indra. And right now she does sit there trying to lick her wounds, regain her composure as the men, they tore her up. She's got a wound in her shoulder. She's got slices along her abdomen. She's got one on her chin and the gruesome stab that does go through her palm. And Deku, staring at her, he does see something he doesn't often see from her. She's shaking. She's crying. They hurt her. If he didn't show up here, what else would they have done? Looking at the woman and glaring at her. In his dark red eyes, they show nothing but a hunter in front of prey. And she does try to bring her hands up, Deku grabbing her by the throat and picking her up, before he does go to tell her. Right now, he wants her to know, bringing up his hand and holding it in front of her face, it glowing with destructive magic. If he wanted to, he could kill her. Not physically. No, worse than that. One wave of his hand, and her soul is gone. No one claims it. It goes nowhere. Not to the outer planes. It goes nowhere. She ends. Right now he wants her to sit there. If she does move, he will find her. He will come after her. And he will make her next. Her friend over there got a glimpse about what it's like inside of his head. And look what it did to him. Her turning to her friend. And he does still lay there on the ground, drooling like an idiot. Her looking back at Deku. And his expression, it's nothing but anger. And it's nothing but fury. And she does just want to sit there as Deku does let her go. Though she does go to sit there more frozen. The man on the ground in front of Deku was stronger than him. He knows that. She knows that. But nothing worked. Nothing happened. And Deku, he does have one idea go through his mind. An example. He's going to really hate doing this, but he's got a chance to test his technique. Bringing his hand up and leveling up wound manipulation to its maximum, putting all of his points into it, and it does a skyrocket up to level 45. And Izuku, he does glare at the man, looking at his injuries and thinking about one simple thing. Going to look into his mind and heal the damage there. Although he does see more. Pain, information, things he could use to hurt this man. Not just physically, but mentally. And he does think about it. Looking at one memory of him being hurt in the arena. And his mind does focus on that memory. Focus on that wound. And when his chest is a tear open, he does a smile. The man, awakening back to consciousness as Deku, does step forwards, bringing his foot up and smashing down on his left knee. Him breaking it as his leg does begin to turn at an unnatural angle. Deku bending down and whispering something to him. Indra is still staring on. Before Deku, he does go to stand, bringing his hand up as the man does begin to heal. His arm flies back across the room and reattaches. His leg is fine. His torso is okay. I mean, that can't be it. That can't be. Deku smashing Doki into the man's ribs. And he does wheeze out as his lungs do go to break. Him coughing up blood as he does get healed again. And Deku does repeat the process. And the woman is forced to stand there while Deku does this. Right now, him losing control of these feral thoughts coursing through his mind. It's only whenever Indra does pull Deku away from the violence does he finally come back to true clarity. And he does get a turn, looking at the man who is leaning against the wall. He's terrified. His eyes are wild with nothing but fear. And he does bring his hands up, trying to understand what is going on, what he feels. Looking back to the woman, who does sit there terrified. Her still just staring on her friend, looking through him. There's no way that he should be. Izuku, what? Are you okay? You didn't listen. I'm fine. I'm fine. Him bringing his hands up, grabbing Indra by her arms and asking if she's okay. Him going to look down and heal her injuries. And she does get to nod her head without saying a word. Him looking to the two psychos who try to carve her up like food. And he does walk over to the woman, telling her to remember exactly what he said. Take them both and leave. Her looking down at her friend. And she does go to walk over behind Deku and try to pick him up. Though he's unresponsive. He's still breathing. But that's another issue now. He's not dead. And the man who does go to try and scramble to his feet, he does so with more fear in his eyes, limbs shaking, and trying to understand what just happened. I mean, he's back together, but all that pain, everything. I mean, he still feels them inside. And Deku, he does just want to stare at the wall, looking at all the blood that's here, everything that happened. And someone, they do come running into the room. A guard going to express burring up their hand, holding up a blade to the two, to stop where they are. And as I turn, looking at the person as right now, he does go to sigh. Raising his hands as him and Indra, they are restrained. And people do try to look around the scene. The amount of blood that's on the floor and the way the prisoners did look. Indra was able to give a more detailed report. These people attacked her. She tried to defend herself. They were then attempting to murder her, slowly. And Izuku came back. Only then did he decide to go slowly. And it was only after a minute that they showed up. They heard the screams that were echoing down the hall. And some of them, they were of bloody murder. That's what got their attention. Right now, Deku, he does go to sit there in his room, aware that right now, getting this situation cleared up might have cost them something, some sort of privilege that they didn't have before. Or maybe they weren't made aware they had by their fucking servant. So yeah, that's the main issue he's having. So there's that. And someone, they do go to unlock the door the two are in the room of. Going to step in and try to ask if they're alright. Him going to turn, looking at the female guard, who does a turn looking at Indra, asking if she's alright. I'm fine. Her staring at the woman. Her voice was a little shaky, and Deku can tell at the end that she's scared. She got lucky. Had he been later, had he decided not to come back, Hell, go out for lunch? She could have been attacked. It's a good thing he came back. Right now, the woman going to tell them. They've gone over everything. The queen would like to meet with them both shortly to discuss a matter. Once that is done, perhaps they may rest. The events have been catalogued, and it is made well aware by the statements being given. The woman turning to Deku. He could have killed both of them. He did not. The third one, however, he will be paying the disposal fee of. Him nodding his head without saying a word, not leaving room for any argument. And there goes the idea of getting some more adamant. Or adamant. Right now he'll have to he'll have to fight his way up to that. Well, shit. Hopefully he can issue a challenge. He's pretty sure that fucking dwarf had something to do with this. Though hopefully that woman does tell them what happened. Deku turning his head, seeing Pyra waving over at him from Indra's bed. And she does gonna bring her hands up as she does a stand. Her falling forwards and hitting the ground. Deku glaring at her as he does begin to feel rage building up. Blinking his eyes and turning his head away. Trying to stop himself. And Indra, the moment the doors close, does make her way over to her friend. Going to sit down on his bed and pull him into a hug. Right now he does go to stare at her. Her going to shake in his arms. She's not cold. She's terrified. He's here. He's bringing his hands up, wrapping them around her, but trying to be careful. He can forget his own strength sometimes. He forgot about it earlier. He didn't mean to lose it like that. He saw her, he saw them, he saw the weapons, and he feared she was already that on his mind. And whenever Deku does hug her a little tighter, she has to pull away. Deku's staring at her red hair, her horns, her green eyes. Her eyes are this strange color of green and blue. He's never seen that before. Such pretty eyes. And they're flowing with tears. This making Deku feel a knot in his stomach. It's okay. It's okay. Her pulling him back into a hug as she doesn't let out tears herself, crying more and more heavily into his shoulder. Him holding onto her. It's okay. It's fine. I'm here. You're safe. You're safe because I am here. Him feeling tears run down his face as well. He misses home. He misses Pyra, Oliver, Granola. Hell, if you could hear Theodore's bullshit right now, it'd be definitely refreshing. He misses his mother. He's tried to avoid thinking of her for so long, but she keeps going back to him. She's in his nightmares. And that's another thing he wants to avoid. It's okay, Indra. Her clutching onto him. And tonight, Deku will make an exception. He doesn't just let her cry. He cries himself. It's a good No, it's something he needs to do. Long overdue. He's tried to stay numb, but feeling pain, experiencing it, and then the rage, without the pain, without the other emotions, everything just feels worse. He needs to know that things are going to be okay. He hasn't been able to grieve properly. He knows that much. And this skill keeps pissing him off and sending him back into anger. It keeps sending him back into denial. He keeps seeing them. He keeps seeing their shadows. And that's another problem. He wants to break this fucking curse. But a simple spell won't break this one. He needs something stronger. And Izuku, he does just won't lay there. Pyra? No, it's not her. Indra. She fell asleep in his arms. And he didn't move. He just started trying to ask Sage questions, seeing what he could do. And then he tried to look into the information the dragon had in its head. The information now in his. And that, it did definitely start to pass time before Deku himself started to drift off. Though, the next morning, or what is sure is morning, a knock does come on their door. He does get to jump up, still tired and a little groggy. And whenever he does get to answer the door, he does it stare at somebody with purple hair. But what does strike him most is the fact that they're not a drow. They're human. And their appearance does somewhat make Deku go immediately on guard. The person staring at him and expressing, with a bit of a laugh. They can definitely see how their appearance might be off-putting. Now, come along with them. Him staring at the woman, who she's definitely human. No, those eyes. That's a dragon. Wait, no, how? The magic. Who are you? Who I am is not important. All you need to understand is, we have many matters to discuss with the Queen. You were involved, and you were brought up. I wanted to see you, and I have. Quite the interesting specimen. Is that the only scar you have, Dragon Slayer? Deku, looking down at his chest, before he had to see the massive claw marks on them that do to glow, and they stand out with the others. Rhino him going to express, no. He's got some other scars in his leg. I see. Same creature? Different one. A lot stronger. The person smiling, expressing, then he is definitely on the roster. The what? You have 10 minutes. Get dressed, alert a guard, and come see the matron queen. You had an incident yesterday. 10 minutes is me being generous. Make yourself presentable. I am well aware of the situation. Now I will give you time. It will take me several to get back to my station. But I'm gonna walk away. And Izuku has many questions. Why is there a dragon down here? Why the fuck does he keep running into them? And what exactly does the matron have to do with dragons? God. This shit's too complicated, and he just got up not even 10 minutes ago. Crap, he's gonna get her up too. Turning and going to try and help Indra get out of his bed. But she does still seem a little rattled from the night before. Happy for the help Deku did give her. And she does this one clutch at her torso. Her still running her hand over the spot where she knows a knife wound was less than 24 hours ago. And it still feels a little tender to her. But the area is completely healed. That much is obvious. It might just be her mind staring at the unnatural way he healed her. She's just happy they didn't try to tear her wings off. That would have been real bad. And right now, she does try to make herself presentable for the queen. And so does Izuku, who does adhere the current proposition, stepping into the room as a few other gladiators, they are here as well. Deku turning his head down the line and recognizing a few of them as high-ranking in their position. And he does look across the room and see quite a few people. One is the matron. The other one is that dragon woman. But what catches eye more is the fact that there are more people like her there. More dragons. But they all do maintain the same form. Human, but with purple hair. This surprising him. I mean, there's the older one over there, the young man, the young lady, no, the young woman over there, but I mean, there's a lot of them. Him being informed about it when the doors to that room do to close, and the matron does give her proposition. And with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.